My wife's lockdown affair ruined our family, but now I'm the happiest I've ever been.
Well, that's not how you're supposed to quarantine.
My ex-wife and I were together for 18 years, married for 11 with 2 kids aged 7 and 12. She wasn't in a good place because of the lockdown. Her life had changed completely. She's an outgoing person with many outdoor activities. Acting lessons, that's an indoor activity. Dance lessons, usually also an indoor activity. Going out with friends, either or. She needed that stuff.
Didn't we all, though?
Yeah, I don't think everyone cheated on their partner.
Just because they liked indoor activities.
Yeah. By the way, this comes from user Hercus. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Carly.
And we are here to give you good advice goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do. So if you would do something different, let us know in the comments. As OP says, her social battery charged with people. I'm the opposite. My social battery drains when I'm around people. We were fine that way. She had her activities, I had my gaming nights, and on weekends we saw people. Everything was balanced until lockdown. No more acting lessons, no more dance, no more parties. She was trapped in the house, and with work from home, she didn't see anyone except me and the boys for months. Then lockdown lifted a little and we could see people again. We helped a friend move, and that's where she saw an acquaintance. There was a spark. I think she saw a way to be free, so to speak, again. On January 31st, 2021, she fell in love with another guy. That's when she started to trick me. She invited her side piece and the friend we helped move for dinner. While I chatted with our friend, she was in another room making out with him.
What?
Yo.
Yeah, but at the same time?
Yo, you're being very kind to your ex-wife now.
It said ex at the beginning.
Yeah. You're being very kind to your ex-wife. Wow. She invited him several times for game nights, always with another friend, so I didn't suspect anything. This went on until April, when out of the blue, she told me she wasn't in love with me anymore. She still liked me. I was still her best friend, her first love, the father of her children, but not her lover anymore.
Ew.
I proposed seeing a therapist together to sort things out. I even offered to move out and find a rental while we tried to make things work. She accepted. 2 weeks later, while on a short vacation with her family, I discovered the truth. She had a notification late at night while sleeping next to me. The light on her phone annoyed me, so I grabbed it to turn it off. It was a WhatsApp message from Sheila saying, "Good night, my love," in response to a selfie saying, "Good night, I love you." I read a few messages thinking it must be a mistake. Then I saw a selfie of Sheila, that effing man. Lots of pictures of them together, heart emojis everywhere. My heart stopped. What was happening? Seconds later, she woke up and frantically searched for her phone. I told her I saw the messages and I knew she was cheating. She started crying and I cheered her up. I still couldn't believe what I saw. She was so sad I had to do something. We spoke a little and I told her to act like nothing happened until we were home without the kids. Monday comes, we head back home. The kids are still around, so we can't discuss it, but I had access to her Google account. I checked her location history. She spent almost every lunch in a park with him. She spent the afternoon of our youngest's birthday with him at a spa after telling me she couldn't get the day off. She spent nights with him when she told me she was with a friend. So many lies. Yeah, so I don't know what to call this.
You married the scum of the earth.
Like, I guess at some point her brain just broke and she was like, the only way I can feel alive is to lie to the person who cares the most about me.
Your wife sucks. And I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I think honestly, after all of the lies and deception, it's divorce o'clock. It's divorce o'clock.
Hey, look at the time. You have a watch.
Oh, what
time does that say?
Oh, it says divorce. She wanted me out of our house to make space for him while he was building their house. I saw bits and pieces of chats where he showed her the plans. These are the bedrooms for the kids. And what do you think of this table? Oh my God. Oh my God. She was going to move in with him. I was fuming. I wanted the full truth, so I blackmailed her. Either you show me the WhatsApp messages and tell me everything, or I publish a Facebook status identifying every friend we have in common to announce that she was leaving because she cheated on me with him.
Okay, so let's not do that.
Actually, no, I'm for that. Let's get messy. She knew I would do it, so she told me. She showed me everything. I didn't remove her from the house, but I did remove her from the bedroom. After I regained composure, we talked. I told her I wanted her out as soon as possible, but we couldn't tell the boys yet. The oldest had important tests coming up, and I knew he would be so devastated it could ruin his school year. These tests would determine if he could go to a sort of junior high school. She spent her nights in our spare bedroom, waking up early to be ready before the kids every morning so they wouldn't realize we didn't share a room. On July 1st, she left the house to rent something while the kids were in summer camp. We told them when they came back. Since then, they spend a week with me, then a week with her, and the side piece. We are at peace. No war between us. I hate all the lies, but I can't hate her for falling in love. We're still friends, but I don't trust her anymore. I can't say I'm feeling fine, but I'm mostly okay. I've got good friends around. I love my kids, and they love me too. I'm still single, but I feel ready to meet someone. On her side, apparently things are not quite so fine. But that's not my problem, as long as the kids are okay. And there is an update. Yeah, emphasis on as long as the kids are okay.
Yeah.
Um,
I'm like, wow. Wow. How awful she is. Like, in your own house, really weirdly, to just have, like, fake game nights so she can be in the other room.
Yeah, and just make out with this dude. She didn't fall in love with him. She got infatuated with an idea that she could escape her own life by becoming engrossed in someone else's.
She thinks that's going to give her the freedom from being trapped in her house, and it's not.
Yeah. Yep. Well, this week has been one of the best weeks of my life. I received the divorce papers this Monday. Huzzah! They'll be signed by the end of the month. Wednesday, I made some cooking and sent pictures to a bunch of friends. One of these friends, fairly new in my circle, commented about how good it looked. I invited her over as a joke. Well, kind of. I have a crush. But she's far younger than me, so I thought she'd stay a friend.
You didn't. You know what you are doing.
I don't know. I think after being married for so long, you probably do, like, completely lose your ability to do this kind of stuff.
But, like, I had a crush, so I invited her over just as a friend, though.
Yeah. Just as, haha. Ha. What if I cooked for you every night and you lived here? She came over to eat with me. We talked and it felt so natural. Everything clicked. We were at the right place at the right time. She stayed the night with me. We talked, cuddled, talked, and slept a little. Update number 2. Hey, I met an incredible girl, and we spent an incredible week together. But as I stated, she's far younger, and she got scared she couldn't find her place in my life with the kids and all. I understand perfectly, and we're friends. We understand each other, and I'm glad I met her. It was such an ego boost. It showed me that I can be happy with someone again, and that was one of the most important things I needed. And most of all, I am finally divorced. That's it. I received the papers signed by the judge on Monday, and all of a sudden I feel so light and so free. But that's not all. You cheeky little bugger. You just told us that was it. Now you're saying that's not all.
That good us? Oh,
I'm really taking my life into my own hands. I realize now that I've always placed my ex first and almost never did anything for me. Third update. On July 1st, it's been a year since she left home, and frankly, it didn't matter to me. At first, I thought it would affect me somehow, but nope. Nothing. It was a day like any other. I'm glad that I'm over this. We're still no contact except for the boys, and it's working well. She tried a few times to talk to me about other stuff happening to her, but she realized I didn't care. So she stopped. Good for you, dude.
Yeah, that's the best way to go about it, too. Like, oh, cool. I really don't care about your life. You cheated on me.
Yeah, I imagine she's reaching out, trying to be like, God, things have been hard. Like, I don't know. Like, things are... And you're just like, yeah, what?
Cool,
I'm sorry.
dude.
I was in the other room with the phone on speaker. What did you say?
Oh, you're gonna tell me again? No, I really didn't care. I'll leave the room again.
So, I don't know anything about her life, and I'm cool with that. As for me, I got my tattoo.
Cool.
It's amazing, and I can't wait to have the others. I'm hooked, It's like I'm taking control of myself, my body, and my mind again. I'm screaming to the world who I really am as myself, not as part of a couple. And there's another update.
Good for you, OP.
This is all good. I'm liking this. So, since the last update, I finished and published my first book. Oh!
OP!
Bra, bra, bra!
OP!
Book titled How to Move On from Your Terrible Ex.
Through tattoos.
I'm close to finishing the second one now.
Oh!
I've been contacted by local journalists to talk about my book.
Yeah, you have.
I'm now the only owner of my house and paying less for the mortgage.
Yeah, you are.
I've been given a raise at my job.
Yeah, you were.
I thought that my ex-wife was the one, but now I see I was in such a toxic relationship that I was blind. The fact that she cheated and left me was maybe one of the best things that could have happened. I found the love of my life. Ooh, this is so good.
OP.
We met on multiple occasions, but never really talked until one evening when my best friend called to invite me to a show. He invited her too. He played Cupid, leaving the phone call, so the two of us kept talking. And by the way, we're going to keep talking and talking and talking and talking when you listen to those full episodes of stories just like this one on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is. Just search OK Storytime, and you can listen.
That's right, that's right, that's right.
And we have a itsy-bitsy little bit of story left here. I don't even have anything to say other than hell yeah.
Your life sounds pretty great, OP.
Yeah.
Look at you doing the thing.
If I had the air horn, I'd go. She's all I needed, all I wanted. We have so much in common. It's incredible how compatible we are. We love the same music, the same movies, the same food. She's kind and caring. I didn't know that someone could take care of me the same way I take care of her. I'm not used to it, but I like it. I feel so good. I lived my life one day at a time, trying to be there for my kids when they were home and trying to survive the week when they were not. Now I see a future full of love and laughter and all the best things in life. And that's the end of that story. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? Thank you, OP's terrible ex, for cheating on him so he could become the best version of himself.
I love a little happy ending.
And that is the end of that story.
My wife cheated and now uses our kids to keep me from leaving.
That should be illegal. I want to put her in jail.
I'm 45 male and my wife is 40 female. We've been married for 9 years and together for about 15. We have 2 beautiful kids, a son, 7, and a daughter, 4. By the way, this comes from Moving On 15, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Carly.
I'm Dakota.
And we're here to give good advice, goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so let us know what you would do in the comments. And Opie says, we met while living abroad, got married, had kids, and decided to move to her country about 2 years ago to be closer to her parents. I work remotely, so it wasn't a big deal. I developed a devil's lettuce regular use as a coping method for work stress and thought the move would help me break the habit. It worked. I've been clean for 2 years and don't even want to smell this stuff anymore. Moving to a new country where you don't speak the language has been tough. While I've been learning, I'm not at a level where I can speak with people I meet. This has caused me to feel pretty isolated since I don't have a social network here. My wife has a large circle of friends, so she doesn't feel the isolation that I do. For the most part, I thought our marriage was good, although after the kids were born, I became neglectful of her. In December 2023, my wife went for an operation while I was away with my son. When we got back about a week later, she started complaining about chest pains. I tried to help, thinking it could be wind or indigestion, but she pushed me away and told me to leave her alone. I checked on her during the night. It turned out she had a bad chest infection, which she got treated. She'd always gone out to meet friends in the evenings, but after this, she started doing it more often. In January, she went out and got home at 3 a.m. This bothered me since she'd never come home this late before. She started becoming distant with me, and I found out that one of her friends was a married man having trouble in his marriage.
Oh, hey, what color is that flag, kids? Can we all see what color that flag is?
Can you tell
The
me what
color-
color that is?
The color of
this
her chair, of my curtain? Red! Roja!
Red. This made me suspicious, and I did all the things a suspicious partner does. Checked her phone and tracked her. During my investigation, see now, OP, I am gonna pause real fast because another little thing that you could do first is to have a conversation.
Yeah,
But we
you could
skipped
start
that
with
part.
conversation.
But no, we skipped that part, and that's fine at this point because I know the title and I don't really care about her at the moment. During my investigation, I found out that she'd been going to the parking lot of the guy's workplace. After more digging, I discovered they'd been making out in the car. I told her she needed to stop seeing him, and she said that she had, but I found out she hadn't. I also made it clear I was uncomfortable with her going out with these friends, to which she said, "Do we need to get divorced so I can be free?"
Oh, wow, that's the moment where I'd go, okay, yeah, we can do that. Goodbye.
Sorry, didn't know you felt so tied down in this relationship.
So you can be free to what? Make out with other people?
Sorry,
you
I don't like you
absolute
cheating
moron?
on me.
What are we talking about?
She then started saying we should separate or divorce because she wasn't happy and hadn't been happy for 15 years.
Wow.
Which she later changed to 10.
Whatever.
She said she didn't want to do marriage counseling and that I should do counseling on my own. She said a lot of other things over the last few months. I don't fulfill her emotionally, mentally, or physically. I repulse her. I don't make her happy. I don't listen to her. I put her down. I don't bring out the best in her. I'm controlling. And that if it wasn't this guy, it would just be another guy.
Wow.
I've always tried to support her in everything she does. I've never stopped her from going out or interrogated her about where she's been or who she's been with. Only now that I know about the affair have I become more aware of things. When she said we should separate or divorce, she offered to help me find a flat in her country so we could co-parent. I said if that happened, I'd leave the country, since there would be nothing keeping me here apart from the kids, and we'd co-parent long distance. This angered her, and she tried to use the kids to force me to stay. When that didn't work, she agreed to marriage counseling.
Oh, no.
Don't fall for that, OP.
This is not going to work.
We've had a few sessions, and I've been working on my issues. Apparently, I'm too dependent on her, which I don't think I am. I just have no social circle here, but I'm making friends slowly. I have been neglectful, but if she was that unhappy, she should have divorced me rather than having an affair.
Or, I don't know, had a single conversation with you about it before she goes and makes
Right.
out and has an affair with some other dude.
Because I'm also like, if your partner is moving to your home country who doesn't speak the language, one, hopefully they're trying to learn the language, but in that process of them trying to learn, like, you kind of have to be there to help them understand
Yeah.
what's going on. And like, why isn't OP going out when she goes out with her friends? Like, why are those not kind of becoming a gateway to becoming OP's friends too?
Yeah.
He doesn't know anybody, and that seems like a pretty easy one to be like, oh my god, you don't know anyone? I know these pretty cool people. Like, you want to meet them? And like, I know
have
the language.
friends. They can
Yeah.
be your friends. Unless you just hate him.
But like, at least give it a go, you know? You know? I have been neglectful, but if she was that unhappy, she should have divorced me rather than having an affair. She shows no remorse and has said she doesn't want to work on the marriage. I think she thought the counseling would force me to stay in her country if we divorced. But the counselor said it's my choice. I don't want to leave my kids, but I get the impression that even with counseling, this situation won't improve. Yeah, she already told you it wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm being hit with the constant barrage of verbal and emotional abuse. My self-esteem has taken a significant hit, and she still speaks with the affair partner, although she denies it. In our third session, she said she would feel better if I wasn't in the same bed with her, so I'm now on the sofa. After the last session, she started telling me I'd have to get a bed in my office, which signals to me that this isn't temporary. I'm starting to think there's no chance for reconciliation. I've reached out to a lawyer to understand my rights. I'm quite happy for her to keep the house in her country, since we have another house we rent in my country. So I just moved there. Easy peasy. I've heard the advice that I should separate and stay here for the kids, but I won't be happy here, which will probably affect them. How far away are your countries, though? Because I bet long flights may also affect them. But I do agree, if you guys got the house in your home one, then could also be a cool chance for your kids to get to know your friends and family there.
It's true. There's pros and cons.
I'm stuck between a rock and a hard place. Advice is appreciated. And we have an update.
Definitely leave your wife who cheated
your
on you
wife.
and doesn't really care to fix it.
Leave her.
And
And already said she'd do it again with any man that she met.
said she was unhappy for 10 years, which is quite a long time to keep your mouth absolutely shut and not talk about any of your issues, genius.
Yeah.
I think just consider the kids is the golden egg move here. Consider the kids, do right by the kids, but also do right by yourself.
Do right by your kids. I don't know. Update. I've started planning for divorce since the situation hasn't improved and I don't see that it will. I've confronted my wife about the sleeping arrangements and lack of intimacy. She thinks that because other married people sleep in separate rooms, it's okay that we do too, and we should just continue to cohabitate and co-parent. During this argument, I was called evil and told I should think about what's important to me, the implication being that the kids should be important and spicy sleep and intimacy aren't. She's obviously happy with the situation because she gets to carry on living her life as if nothing's wrong. Gets to go out whenever she wants since I'm here with no social life to look after the kids. And probably because it makes it easier to contact her affair partner, even though she says she has ended it with him, which I don't believe. While getting paperwork together, I found an in-date pregnancy test. Although I probably shouldn't read much into it for my own mental health, it does make me think that her affair may have been more than just kissing.
Oh, we didn't already assume that?
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I was operating under that assumption.
It's also for her to leave a pregnancy test where OP found it presumably pretty easy. Wild.
Maybe she's trying to manipulate him to get him to stay.
Maybe. I've got a lawyer's appointment booked for Friday where I'll clarify the divorce process and start thinking about how to divide assets, savings, and pension. I'll also check how international custody arrangements work and see if I can do some or all of this through a mediator to cut down on fees. Next step will be to end the rental agreement, pack up my things, and get them shipped since I really don't want to be in this toxic environment. With regards to the kids, I don't think it's good to have them see their father unhappy all the time, and to be honest, the way she's behaving, I think she'll try to accuse me of something. It's going to be hard leaving the kids, but life doesn't always turn out the way you think it will. I'll probably only see them on their birthdays and holidays, but I don't see a way around that. Update 2.
Okay. Talk to a lawyer about getting around that.
Yeah, I feel
Low-key
like
sounds like you don't really care about that, but that's just an assumption.
that was just that last couple sentences. Before that, I was convinced you did, but... Update 2. The divorce is officially underway. Negotiations have started, with my wife mostly hiding behind her lawyer and using the kids as a shield to keep the current house. I also thought you were just giving her that house.
Yeah, wasn't that the plan?
Give her that house and you have the house in your country?
Yeah.
I've instructed my lawyer that if that's the reasoning, then by the same logic, I should keep the house in my home country so I can have a place to host the children when they visit. I suggested a direct swap. We each keep one of the houses. Her lawyer has been mostly silent on that, while being very vocal about her staying in the current house for the kids' sake, of course. She also tried to push for a percentage of my salary as child support, but I pushed back, and my lawyer agreed that she was asking for too much. He offered a lower figure, and now we're working towards a realistic amount. He had a solid idea. Pay slightly more in January and August when school starts, and set a lower amount the rest of the year. A lot of this feels more like a power play than genuine cooperation, something I expected, but it still stings. That said, I've stayed calm, strategic, and focused on the long game. I've made a conscious choice not to react emotionally anymore, and that's been a big shift for me. I'm preparing to move back to my home country soon. There's still plenty to sort out, but I've realized I need to be in an environment where I can rebuild and grow, not one where I'm constantly on edge. It's not easy walking away, especially with kids involved, but staying in a toxic space helps no one. The kids remain my top priority.
Okay, good.
I fought hard to stay close to them and will continue to do so.
Okay, good.
I'll be seeing them during school holidays, calling regularly, and doing everything I can to show them that even if their parents aren't together, they still have a loving, present father.
Okay, good. I was so worried, and now my worries are delayed, satiated. My worries are no more. I think you do care about your kids.
And by the way, your worries can be no more if you were worried about listening to full episodes of stories just like this. Because if you go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, your favorite podcast app, and search up OK Storytime, there's going to be a whole bunch of stories there for you to listen to. We've got a little bit more. But yeah, I'm glad that you're also worried about your kids still.
Yeah. I think good move. Not reacting emotionally anymore. Not really much, you can do outside of just trying to prioritize, your own peace throughout this process.
Yeah, the lawyer stuff sounded like obviously her lawyer's gonna be way more worried about her.
Hey,
so that makes sense. But
scumbag lawyers gonna be scumbag lawyers, statistically.
Lawyer's gonna lawyer.
I think that the professions with the most sociopaths are lawyer, police officer, and teacher because of the power. Anyway, yeah.
We've had some real heart-to-heart moments lately, and I know they feel the love. The gym has become an anchor for me, giving me structure, focus, and a positive outlet. I've also been working hard to detach from the drama and focus on building the next chapter of my life. There's still a long road ahead, but mentally and emotionally, I'm in a much stronger place than I was 7 months ago. One thing that I've had to accept is that the affair wasn't my fault. It was her choice and hers alone. That is the end of that story.
Okay.
And yeah, it was never your fault. You were never the one that caused that affair. That's her craziness.
My wife mocked me for forgiving her until I served her with divorce papers.
And then I ate the divorce papers.
And now there's nothing you can do. A bit more than a year has gone by, and through lots of self-reflection and therapy, I finally built the courage to walk away from my wife, 36 female. I'm 38. By the way, this comes from user Brand New Time, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Carly.
And we are here to give you good advice, goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we would do, so if you would do something different, let us know in the comments, as OP says. This is a very weird feeling. One I really don't know how to fully describe. I'm optimistic and scared, calm and anxious, happy and sad. My Fitbit says my heart rate's around 80 beats per minute, which is about 10 beats higher than usual.
Your heartbeat is normally 70 beats per minute?
Dude,
That's so low.
What are your metrics set? Dude, no, what do you mean? That's not low. That's about normal. Right? So, I decided to write this as a reminder not to give in. I thought making a list of all the things I've had to deal with over the 13 years we've been together, married for almost 8, might keep me on track if I get weak at any point in the future. So here's why I'm leaving. She's a heavy drinker. She gets obnoxious, verbally harmful, and violent when she drinks. Well, that's terrible.
Okay.
She cheated on me with an employee at work. They did the spicy sleep at work during working hours, not to mention the hotels they booked. After I forgave her for cheating, bet you won't make that mistake again, I discovered she had booked a hotel in August 2021 during a night I was away. Once confronted, she denied and gaslit me. A week after I left to stay with family, she finally admitted to sleeping with the same coworker again. The one time she agreed to put a tracker on her phone, I discovered she had left it at her friend's house and had her friend text me pretending to be her. So after finally agreeing to start a new job and block this guy on her phone and email, I discovered she was hiding a second cell phone and communicating with him through that device instead. And this is where we should have learned the lesson that this woman's not going to change and we should have left her before. One night, on a night she claimed she wanted time to herself, she secretly met up with him for dinner. The same night, she stayed at a hotel. Luckily, we have no kids. I can sell the house, make my money, and move on without any strings attached. Thank God. She doesn't know she's being served today. Boom! But 2 days ago, I told her I was pursuing divorce. She love-bombed me and promised she would make changes.
I'm sure.
Yeah. And we knew better, right? Right?
Right?
Right?
Well, yeah, because he's serving divorce papers.
Let's go. I rejected all her attempts. A lot of this really only came about in the last year and a half. That's a long time, brother. She had a drinking problem, but was always self-aware and worked hard to overcome it. She went a long time without touching a drink. She was sweet, kind, and nurturing for years. Once the affair started, she seemed to lean into all of her negative behavior, and I just kept giving her chance after chance. Now she's used up all of her chances. I'm moving my stuff to my father's house today so I can bail and stay there if all else fails. And there is an update.
Wow, wow, wow. Well, you've got everything in place and set to be going, it sounds like.
You've got it moving.
Yeah.
You've got motion. You've got plans. You've got contingencies. Stay strong. Update. I finally left my wife and served her with divorce papers. It feels good to get over that initial hump, but I know the road ahead is still lengthy. Despite all the rough spots this past weekend, I'm feeling empowered that I'm taking control of my life again. She came home from work visibly upset and unstable, but trying her best to pretend nothing happened. She denied ever being served the papers and took note of things of mine that were missing. She demanded I put everything back, that she was going out with a friend, and that I had better be home when she gets back. Insane of her to make demands of you.
That's wild.
Like,
You better be home when I get back. Girl, you just got served divorce papers and you're going out with your friend.
Delulu. The Delulu is strong.
We're in the land of Delulu.
After she left, I packed up the car and went to my father's house. I did not feel safe with her the way she was acting. The Ring doorbell captured her returning home a little after 10 p.m., Then around 11:30 p.m., it captured her again in one of the strangest ways I have ever seen her behave. She walked out of the front door and stood in the driveway for a moment and then began dancing and singing the chorus of The Boy Is Mine by Brandy and Monica. After singing the chorus and a couple more verses, she walked back up the front stoop and tried to tear the Ring doorbell out, but she was unsuccessful and walked back into the house. She was obviously wasted, and I was very satisfied with my decision to leave. I saved the video and sent it to my attorney. On Saturday morning, her friend picked her up at 5 a.m. for a day trip. I went home and checked the house. Luckily, everything seemed all right. She came home in the early evening and still pretended everything was fine. I ignored her and stayed to myself on the couch. Eventually, she came and sat down, admitted to receiving the papers, then unleashed different tactics on me to get me to drop the divorce.
Like eating the divorce papers.
If you eat the divorce papers legally, there's nothing you can do.
No more divorce.
If you can prove that you ate it and swallowed it, it no longer exists. It nullifies. So, she threatened, mocked, begged, negotiated, pleaded, love-bombed, and guilted me over the course of 2 to 3 hours. I held firm, laid out my case that I was unhappy and wanted out, that I was tired of being mistreated, lied to, and emotionally tortured. Surprisingly, she admitted to enjoying treating me the way that she has. I hope this is on record. I hope this is recorded. Every time I stayed with her and endured, it evidently showed her how much I loved her. I quickly pointed out the dysfunction in that, which she brushed off, asserting that she will never sign any divorce papers. Things have calmed down. There's obvious tension in the house, but we are coexisting and keeping things cordial. My attorney advised that once all her tactics fail and she realizes the divorce isn't going to stop, she'll turn to rage and go on the attack. I'm preparing for that next, and there's another update where I think we'll probably get all of the details of this attack.
Yikes. Yeah, I mean, you know your wife very well, it seems, so you've had everything in place that you need to have in place.
I wonder what happens if you go through divorce and one person is just completely unwilling to sign the papers. Like, what happens there? Like, do you have to prove in court that, like, this person is just, like, belligerent and, like, refuses to cooperate and that, for all intents and purposes, the marriage is no longer existing?
Yeah, I feel like there'd be some sort of court or, like, judge-watched thing where they go, okay, sign the papers now. And then she goes, no.
I bet
And then
when
they go,
she...
no, you gotta sign the papers now. She goes, no. And they go, okay, so the papers are signed now.
I think maybe as soon as she realizes that if she doesn't do this, she probably gets no assets or no consideration whatsoever in the divorce, she'll sprint to the first pen she can find and sign the divorce papers with much gusto. Update number 2. I took the advice of everyone, my therapist and my attorney, and left the house. I was hopeful we could coexist, but there was a night where things escalated and I knew it wouldn't be possible. Brother, you should have known that way earlier. I was staying in the guest bedroom. One night, she knocked on my door lightly. I answered to find her in tears as she offered an apology. I thanked her and asked that she leave me be. After closing the door, she unleashed a fury of vulgarities at me on the other side. Then she went downstairs and continued her tirade. Effing a-hole, I heard over and over among many insults to me and my family.
OP, don't you know once the door is closed, you can't hear through doors?
Yeah, I don't know.
She's nuts.
I think she really expected to just have everything fixed by apologizing.
Yeah.
And which is already empty because she's a liar and a manipulator.
Liar. Check her pants. They're probably on fire.
You done married a scoundrel. I sat in the room above her, hoping she would stop. She eventually did. That night, I slept with the door barricaded and made the decision to leave the next day. Once she left for work, I began packing the rest of my things. I work from home, so I had time before work and during my lunch break to pack up my car. After work was done, I jumped in my car with one of the cats and went to my father's, where I have been since.
Just one of the cats?
Take all of the cats.
All the cats.
Please. It is peaceful here at my father's. Cleaning out one of the bedrooms upstairs and buying a new furniture has been a fun project. For as long as I have been married, I have always wanted a gaming room, and that's what I've been working on. I even bought myself a new bed with an adjustable base. I wanted to be comfortable and excited about where I'm living. There has been some communication between us, but very little. Since my wife does not clean or know how to take care of the house, I've been visiting on weekends to check on things. Her tone has definitely changed. She has been begging me to call off the divorce, taking ownership of all things wrong with the marriage, and swearing that she called everything off with the guy she had an affair with. Oh, just like you swore for the last 3 times I gave you a second chance?
Yeah. She finally realized he's not coming back this time.
Yeah, and please do not.
Do not.
OP continues, I'm not buying it. I know this version of my wife, as I have seen it many times. Once the dust settles, she will revert back to her old toxic habits. I saw her last Sunday when I stopped at the house. The place is a mess, with empty bottles of wine scattered around. After I arrived, she went into the bathroom to throw up, quite loudly. She came out and said she was hungover. I maintained the gray rock method and didn't engage, which only fueled her sorrow further. You don't even care, she said a few times while holding back tears, clearly trying to bait me. It makes me sad to see her like this, but I also lost my motivation to help her, mainly because I realize there is nothing I can do for her anymore. Coming to terms with that really does feel refreshing. I first found out she was cheating in April 2021, then found out she cheated again in August that same year. For many, that would have been enough, but I still stayed. As my therapist said to me a year ago, I wasn't ready to walk away, and I am now. I needed to see this through and confirm that the problem was not me. The problem is entirely her, and there is nothing I can do about it. My options are to endure perpetual heartbreak or leave. I chose to leave. A year ago, I did not realize those were the only cards on the table. This is my decision. I am owning it, and I am improving my life little by little. I'm pursuing all the things I had put off for a long time. I'm making a gaming room. I'm exercising a lot. A few years ago, I wrote a book, but never pursued being published. I had another book I wanted to write, and I'm pleased to say that I have begun writing it. All these things I had put aside for years and made my marriage a priority. It's so incredibly refreshing to finally indulge in my own interests. My father's house has a lot of meaning to my family. My grandfather came here from Portugal when he was young and purchased the property. He grew up living off the land and growing his own food. If he didn't do that, he didn't eat. So when he came here, he purchased a large piece of land, built a house, built a barn in the backyard, planted crops, and an orchard. This house represented hope for a brighter future. He had horses, cows, goats, chickens, the whole deal. As my father and his siblings grew up, the land became less populated by livestock and more a representation of family and freedom. When I was born, my father brought me here on the weekends. He and my mother divorced when I was only a few months old, but they remained cordial. Weekends meant being free on this land with my dad. It was a paradise for a child like me. He bought me a dirt bike when I was 8 or 9 years old. I used to ride that bike all over the property. My grandmother used to complain that I was tearing up the grass. She'd come outside as I drove by and yell at me to slow down, but I'd scoff at her and ride faster. What an unruly little 10-year-old you were.
You little rascal, you.
There were a few nights here where my father would open the window to his upstairs bedroom and climb out on the roof. He'd coax me out with him, and we'd lay on our backs in the middle of the night, engulfed in darkness, while staring up at the stars together, talking about traveling the universe and whether there's life somewhere out there. That's nice. And you know what else is nice? You can listen to full episodes with stories just like this on your favorite podcast platform. iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, whatever it is, just search OK Storytime, and you've got a whole universe worth of stories to listen to.
True.
And
Wherever you are.
we just have a little bit more story here. I really like where we're at. I think we're in a place of healing.
Yeah, I think so too. You're doing great.
Let's finish this off. Thank goodness you didn't have kids with this person. Last night, I snuck out through that same window, sat on the roof in my pajamas, looked up at the stars, and cried while pondering life. I cried partly due to sadness, but mostly because I felt that freedom and hope I once had when I was a kid in this house. Back then, I was always so incredibly eager for what would come from life. I looked forward to growing up, being a good person, and living an honest, fulfilling life. And that is the end of that story.
And that's all you really can do is live your honest, fulfilling life. You're doing great.
Live an honest, fulfilled, big old W.
You did
of a
what you
life.
had to do to do that. Good job.
As they say, you gotta do what you gotta do.
It's true.